What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome to another matchday preview here on the channel. Today we will take a look at the Champions League matchday number 2, where we take a look at some of the biggest games in Europe and especially in this competition. Upcoming in this episode we have Real Madrid versus Dortmund, and since that is the only basically big game on Tuesday, I decided to incorporate Bayern Munich versus PSG, which is also a huge match, but it was on Wednesday. And Wednesday have two other matches which I want to comment on the next video. Please be sure to drop us a like and also to leave us a subscribe, especially with the upcoming release of FIFA 18. It's releasing here on the 28th of September in Peru, so I can go and buy it right away for you guys. I will be uploading some career mode. We also have some very amazing player reviews coming up soon. I already got the graphics done for all of them, so be sure to subscribe for all of this content. But without further ado, now let's get right into the video. So the first match I'm gonna talk about is going to be PSG versus Bayern Munich. We all know that PSG have improved a lot in this transfer window because they got probably the two, most expensive players in history of football, and probably one of the most expensive players we will see ever being transferred between one club and another, and that is the like of Neymar and also Kylian Mbappe. So we got some amazing transfers for PSG. However, there are still some holes in that team which I think will be a disadvantage on it against a huge team like Bayern Munich. Needless to say, this is going to be the first test for Unai Emery and his Parisians, because I gotta say, Bayern Munich is up there with probably the top 3 best clubs in the world. I would go with Barcelona, Real Madrid, and then Bayern Munich. So it's gonna be a very difficult test for Paris Saint-Germain. In the other hand, we have Bayern Munich, which Bayern Munich has been a little bit stepping here and there, not playing as well in the Bundesliga. They're currently sitting at 3rd, if I'm not wrong. I think first is Borussia Dortmund, and then we have Hoffenheim in 2nd or something like that. Bayern Munich is not on the top. They drew against Hoffenheim, I think, or against Wolfsburg, and they lost against somebody else. So they're not doing the best right now in the Bundesliga, and that can definitely affect a little bit his form. However, I think that Ancelotti, which is the king of the Champions League, will know how to get his players ready for a huge occasion like this huge match against Paris Saint-Germain. Because let's remember, the two other teams in their group are Celtic and also Anderlecht, and PSG and Bayern Munich should easily cruise between those two teams. So their first place and second place is going to be decided between these two giants in this match especially, and the one in the Allianz Arena, which is going to take place in about a month from now. So it's going to be a very crucial to see how those two teams adapt from this match to the next one as well. In the case of PSG, I want to highlight something very, very important. And people or newspapers or perhaps the reporters on television have said a lot that PSG will be a contender for the Champions League. However, I think that that's not true. I think their attack is amazing. They have Mbappe, Cavani, Draxler, Di Maria, Lucas, Cavani. They have so many good players up top. However, their midfield is really lacking, and their defense is also not as good. In the midfield, they only have Thiago Motta, Pastore, Verratti, and Rabiot. And from all of those players, I'm not sure if they have at least like 2 world-class players. The only one would be Verratti. Draxler can go back and play as a camp position. Pastore, I don't think is good enough. Thiago Motta is like 34 years old. Man, he cannot even run. So I don't know what exactly was Unai Emery thinking about that. Well, the likes of Adrien Rabiot can definitely perform a lot in this PSG team. I think he has been progressing quite good in the past few seasons. Against that match, against, which was it? He performed amazingly on a match like the last Champions League, but I'm not sure which one it was. But Rabiot is playing really well, but they really don't have substitute and depth in the midfield, and that can definitely hinder them throughout, the Champions League going forward. Because against those small teams like I said, like Celtic, like Anderlecht, or perhaps even like a team they faced in the future, perhaps may say an RB Leipzig, if they go through, for instance, they're going to be able to demolish them just because of the attack. Sort of what we see with Liverpool in the Premier League. They have such amazing attack, but they cannot rely on the midfield, and also cannot rely on the defense. So that's something that they really need to start looking. And I thought Unai Emery was getting that with Gregory Krychowiak, but he decided to, you know, loan him out to West Brom for whatever reason. Unai Emery was the one who got the best out of Krychowiak in Sevilla, so I'm not sure why he's not getting the best out of him in Paris Saint-Germain. I'm not a football connoisseur from the French league, so I'm not gonna be able to say to you guys why is that exactly, but it's definitely a big disappointment to see a huge player like Krychowiak not being able to play amazingly in PSG. And a player like him would really suit the PSG team right now because they have so much going forward, but like I said, once again, they lack the depth in midfield to just control the middle of the park in games as crucial as Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich has probably one of the best midfields in the world along with Real Madrid. They have Vidal, they have Tolisso, Thiago, they have so many good midfielders in the middle of the park, and PSG only have the likes of Rabiot and Verratti. So I don't think Rabiot and Verratti are good enough to control the game. Verratti can in some moments, like he did with Barcelona in that 4-0 win in the Parc des Princes, but after that I'm not sure if he can replicate that same form against Bayern Munich this time around. And especially with Bayern Munich having Vidal, Thiago, and like I said, once again Tolisso, they're going to be able to neglect completely the effect of just one player in the Paris Saint-Germain side. So that's something that Unai Emery need to have in mind. And that's why I think that PSG may have a little bit of a disadvantage coming into a big match like this one. For Bayern Munich, there's not really too much to say right now because they have a very good composed overall squad, and I cannot criticize any part of their team right now. I mean, their right back is a little bit, you know, here and there, but it's Joshua Kimmich. He's definitely gonna to improve. He's like 21 years old, so much good talent, and he can definitely perform like we saw him performing in the Confederation Cups and also in the Euros. So in that sense, I think Kimmich is perfect in the right back role. He may be a little bit bad or under level from the current overall quality of Bayern Munich, but I don't think Neymar is going to have an easy game by any means against a right back like Joshua Kimmich. So there's not too much I can criticize from Bayern Munich, so I'm just going to leave it right there. And my predictions for this game are going to be probably a win for Bayern Munich. I think that PSG may get a culture shock and just make like, what the fuck is going on? They may completely go back to the ground, and they're going to need to start, you know, drafting again, planning new tactics, because I think then they are just right now like flying. They're just really happy about how they got Neymar, how they got Mbappe. They're winning like 6-0. They got so many goals now in Ligue 1, and when they face a real talent like Bayern Munich, they're really gonna get like, you know, they're gonna get shut down. To close, I will say Bayern Munich could win around 3-2 perhaps. There may be a lot of goals. PSG are definitely bound to score at least 2 goals or 1 goal, because if they don't do with that attack, I mean, that's a waste of money. And now we're gonna take a look into the second match. And in this second match, we got Dortmund against Real Madrid. And basically, I gotta say that I don't know why, but I just see Dortmund winning this game right away. I know I'm a Barcelona fan. I got some bias towards Real Madrid. I mean, who doesn't? But Real Madrid has been losing a little bit of form in these last few weeks. They have picked it up a little bit, but there's a real problem I want to accentuate in this. Firstly, there are 7 points behind Barcelona. That's a clear pressure for Real Madrid, even if Zidane doesn't want to comment on it. It definitely has to be 7 points against Barcelona. The last time Real Madrid were in this position, they didn't overcome. They have never overcome a 7-point deficit. They have never done it. So it definitely needs to be a pressure for Real Madrid. So they have that in their mind, because next week I think they play another match in La Liga, so that's gonna be pressure added again. And in this case also, Ronaldo is a little bit anxious. He came in from his 5-match ban, which in my eyes wasn't a ban, but I mean, pushing the referee is just nuts for Ronaldo, because a player of his caliber should know what a good decision to make or not. Pushing a referee is just nonsense. But well, he came back from his ban against Real Betis. He got like 12 shots on target, none of them went in. And then against Deportivo Alaves, he also couldn't score. So he's a little bit anxious. He just wants to score fast. He wants to do all through him. He wants to run, get the ball, and then score. And that's necessarily not the best attitude Real Madrid need to have right now, because if Ronaldo does it, the whole squad is going to get affected by that. And I mean, they're also gonna try to do that the same. They're gonna try to play for Ronaldo, and you need to play as a team, because the best Real Madrid was playing as a team. They won the Champions League playing as a team. I mean, Ronaldo helped them, but overall they played amazingly as a team. You had Marcelo, Modric, so many good players going forward. It was completely amazing. You couldn't really give the man of the match to just one player in the matches Real Madrid played last season in the Champions League. And I don't think that they're gonna be able to replicate this in this match, especially in a hostile atmosphere like the Signal Iduna. We all know about the legends and myth of the yellow wall. I mean, Dortmund is a scary place to play at. And Dortmund currently at home, they have such an amazing form. They got two players specifically in huge form, and those are Aubameyang and Maximilian Philip. They have scored together, I think, like 7 goals in the past 2 games. So that's crazy, out of this world. Maximilian got 5 goals, Aubameyang has like 7 and 2 assists. It's just nuts. They also have Christian Pulisic at the right hand side, which is just destroying opposition teams. He got like 3 assists as well. They won against 6-1 against Freiburg, or 6-2, something like that. So they're in a pretty good moment right now, a pretty sweet stage of form, if I may say so myself. So they're gonna come here to this team not confident but ready, something that Real Madrid right now I don't think have, because like I said, pressure is gonna build once again. So like I want to comment on the previous match of Bayern Munich and PSG. I want to give my prediction. I think that Dortmund may win around 3-1 against Real Madrid, or even, you know, 2-1, because Real Madrid right now, I think they're gonna struggle a little bit, but they're Real Madrid, so they're definitely gonna go through. But for now, I think that this is a very difficult task for Real Madrid, sorry, the Signal Iduna Park. Remember that they got a draw here, or they lost last season, so we gotta keep in mind that. And yeah, Real Madrid, the best of luck. That has been all for today, guys. Please remember to click the circular channel icon on screen right now to subscribe and check out the latest video displayed as well. Drop us a like, leave to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, ciao.